It's national meets regional. It's Sidewalks Entertainment. The long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us for a new path to arts and entertainment.
WonderCon here in San Francisco is an amazing event, and we just ran into another amazing guy right here, Richard Hatch.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Sidewalks, Richard.
Thank you. Great to be here.
It's your second time on Sidewalks. How does it feel? You're a repeat customer.
No, I'm really nervous this time, because the expectation of having to live up to what I did last time. I don't know if I can do that.
Richard Hatch, of course, from Battlestar Galactica, and now you had a starring role in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
And
I have fallen.
Off
the mountain.
No. See, I wasn't going to go there.
Crawling my way back up, scratching, desperately trying to get back up to where I used to be. One of those bright, shining stars.
No, I was not going there. What I was going to say was that here you are starring in this. I have no idea, but here you are starring in this wonderful series for a number of years, and then this series, when it gets canceled,
right.
What happens? What are you thinking? What's going through your mind?
You really like to dredge up the pain, don't you?
Oh, I'm like a psychologist.
Jesus
I'm the Frasier
Christ,
of interviewing. Yes.
Crack. First of all, it's hard to believe, but actors do bond with the shows they're in. And when they go off, you feel like you've lost a good friend, okay? And because I got very involved in trying to inspire a revival of Battlestar Galactica, and I put a lot of time, energy, and money into doing that, I got more emotionally involved in Battlestar than I had ever gotten into anything in my life. And when things kind of went a different direction, I think for a very short time there, I was devastated. I mean, I really had put so much into bringing the show back and doing a continuation, and I really believed in it. And then when the networks and studios decided that didn't make any sense to them, I just couldn't understand how they could not see what so many fans out there believed in. But then, eventually it seemed like people came out of the woodwork. A lot of people that, not only loved Battlestar before, but people have been watching it in syndication for 3 generations. There just seemed to be a groundswell of fans kind of lending their support to it, and I think eventually that groundswell got to Universal. Universal ultimately got sold from Seagram's to Vivendi to NBC, and NBC got it. NBC understood that Battlestar had something really incredible going for it, and that it was a story worth bringing back, and the rest is history, because obviously they brought it back. It's on Sci-Fi Channel, and it's got I think it's got critical acclaim like no show before it. It's been considered by Time magazine, Rolling Stone is the #1 best, not just sci-fi show, but #1 best drama on TV, period. So you can't beat that. So,
Now, speaking of the revival, that was something that you were heading up and you were doing with the original cast that you were trying to put together before you got a role in the new Battlestar Galactica.
Right.
So have you dropped that completely, or are you still maybe hoping that'll happen?
No. We were working to bring back the show, and we created a trailer. We had fans from all over the country drive out and bring their uniforms, outfits, guns, laser pistols, stuff we couldn't make. We didn't have a budget for it. And then we got Academy Award winners in the industry who grew up on Battlestar, who wanted to help us inspire a revival. They came and worked on it. And we got to a point where, eventually it created a groundswell. A lot of people got excited about it. People remembered what they loved about Battlestar. But ultimately, when the show got done, I think the networks and the studios have a whole other agenda about what they, obviously they wanted to have the freedom to create something with the Battlestar story that would be much more relevant to today. And I think there's multiple ways of doing that, but fortunately they hired somebody like Ron Moore, a visionary. I think Ron Moore forget science fiction, I think he's just an absolute visionary in terms of creating very, very provocative, compelling dramas. He knows what great drama is. He knows how to use it to not only entertain, but also, I think, to speak to the world, to say things, to make people think, to expand their minds, their hearts, their souls, whatever you want to call it. So I don't even know if I answered the question. Did I?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the question?
Well, so long ago that I don't know. No, I was wondering about you bringing it back, and you said that finally people are getting it. Yeah.
I was devastated, but ultimately, the truth of it is, I realized at the end of the day that everybody has a different idea, concept where Battlestar should go, and there's no one way to do it. I certainly didn't own it, so we obviously couldn't go do it because Universal made a decision to do a reimagined version. Once they did that, I think doing the Second Coming version that I had put together right now, at least at this time frame, wouldn't make sense to them. But down the line, who knows? I mean, Star Trek did Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Next Generation. They did all those different versions of Star Trek. So at some point, they obviously could do another version of Battlestar, maybe an animated version. They're doing both comic books, the old and the new. So there's many ways to do it. Who knows? Even as a movie, I think Glenn Larson still has the rights. He can still do a movie, either a live action or a animated version. So there's many, many different possibilities out there.
Well, our producer Richard's holding up this. Maybe you want to talk about that real quick.
This is my next. I formed a production company because after the decision not to do the continuation of Battlestar, I started working on a new series called The Great War of Magellan. And I have spent the last 5 years developing this story. And you can go online to greatwarofmagellan.com. It's going to be an online role-playing game, a CD-ROM game, a graphic novel. We're doing a novelization. My same co-author with the Battlestar novels is working with me. And you'll learn all about this in coming year. It's a pretty epic, powerful story. I'm a sci-fi fan. I'm a fantasy fan. And everything I obviously do, I put my heart into. Unlike some people where they just lend their name to something, I can't do something unless I believe in it. So.
Well, Richard Hatch, you're the real deal. You
Thank
really
you.
are. I know you have a lot of fans waiting.
What are you doing these days?
I'm doing a little unicycling. I'm practicing how to knit, this sort of thing. I'm really trying to keep it busy. But
I heard you were going to make a declaration that you were going to come out in national TV and let everybody know that you were gay. Is that true?
All right. Now that you brought it up, ladies and gentlemen.
This is your moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, for all of the women who I led on over my life, I'd like to apologize for wasting your time.
If you wondered why the sex was so bad.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yes, that's why, and that's why I dress this way. Is that what you're going off of?
Well,
my outfit? Do I come across as feminine?
It's the stripes, okay?
If they were going a different direction, maybe I'd be straight. How does that work?
Who in the new millennium wears stripes? Okay.
Well, who wears sweaters like this? It's a ribbed sweater. You look like Will from Will and Grace. What are you talking about? I got to fire back. I got to fire back at Mr. Hatch. He's still better looking than I am, no matter what.
I borrowed this from him because it's free. And now he's going to lay into me and use me. All right. Anyway,
I love it.
No, honestly, it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure meeting you and your feathered hair. And also, real quick before I got to, I'm not going to go down I got to maintain some control. Real quick, because I had this picture that's been in the corner of my eye here. I think this is funny. Now, the new Battlestar Galactica obviously uses more high-tech equipment, right? I mean, I love this old computer. If you can show that.
What are you trying to say?
I just love the old computer. I love the old style. Where
the new show is also using old technology, so it's very retro-futuristic, right? Yeah. And it actually, by the way, these were real computers, real.
I see a little bit of internet stuff there. Yeah.
That's right. Anyway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, come on, give him a round of applause. Richard Hatch over here at WonderCon. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All four people, thank you.